Hello everyone, welcome back to... Oh, goodness. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Diecast review. Today we have the 75th Win Collection in the Gold Series. We did pick up the entire Authentics wave. But for whatever reason, I was a big dummy and didn't realize they were going to make it in the Gold Series, so I returned all of the Authentics except for the Earnhardt and the... Petty that we opened with the Earnhardt that we opened too. So I've got one of the Earnhardts in the Authentics packaging, one that's open, and then a Petty that's open as well. Again, we've already done the review of the 3 and the 43, which I have those die casts right here, which will be still featured in this video because I'm actually going to do a comparison on those two die casts because they had the blurry decals versus the actual good decals in this set here. So, while I was talking about, I think it was the wave preview of this, this wave, but not this set here. So the Authentics edition of this little, 8-car set here. I was kind of talking about how they could have done it differently or better. And this is what I was talking about. Again, I was saying that all when I had no clue that they were making an 8-pack for the Gold Series. So with that being said, they took Wave 7 and made it this here, which they shouldn't have done that. I think, honestly, because they're just going to be a lot of peg warmers, they should have put in an actual wave for Wave 7 and then kept this in the Gold Series and, they shouldn't have done Authentics. Because what I said with the Authentics is everything here. It's in a good package. They did a little better. It's got a little more design to it. It's, got better detail and everything, so... They should have just left Wave 7 for an actual wave and kept these here in just this little package here. Which at the same time, if you wanted just one individual car, you would have to buy the entire thing, which I understand that. But, I don't know, I feel like it would have been better to either... keep this in Authentics and in the Gold Series and have this wave just by itself and not take up Wave 7. I feel like that would have been the overall better thing to do. But either way, we do have the 8-car set here. This thing was not cheap at all. So hopefully this is a good little box here. So we got 75th Win Collection, got the diamond striping all the way around. It almost looks like a WWE ring. Like with the stripes, like the ropes. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, all the way around. On the back in here, we got the 75th Win Collection. Just a bunch of legal garbage and sponsorship, or not sponsorship, but rights, legal jargon, just stuff like that. So we're going to pop this open if possible. Surely God we can. There we go. I don't even know how this set opens either. So that's going to be interesting to find out. So it opens at the bottom here, and then I guess it's just like a little flap, maybe. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, that seems to be how it goes. So it slides out from the side, which is kind of interesting. I thought it'd be from the front or something. So here's the little clamshell package we've seen several times. More commonly with the 4-car sets. We had the Noah Gragson 4-car set, we had the Dover 4-car set from Hendrick, all that stuff. So very, very similar packaging. I like how they kind of angled the cars. Looks very nice. So yeah, that's kind of what we got for the package-wise. So we're going to take these out and review these one by one. And because, again, we kind of talked about it before with the actual, wave itself, with how these cars look. But either way, we're going to get all these out of the package here and do a quick little review on all of them because there's not really a whole lot to them. It's pretty much the same concept for all of them, but just different schemes. Here is the first die cast out of the package. Now this is going to be done in numerical order, so we're going to go from 3 all the way to 48. So this one here, I already see a error with how this has been put on. It's fun, glad to see that. So the 3 is way up high, right? The Goodyear's up high. This is how it's supposed to look like. Now, mind you, this is on the garbage, blurry decals that are just crap quality from the Authentics. That's how it's supposed to look in terms of placement. It's a little different, but yeah, you can see how terrible the decals are on these, which versus how good the decals are on these also. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I like how, you know, even though it's in the Gold Series, it's still got crap quality. That's always fantastic to see. Anyway, on the hood here, of course, you got the NASCAR 75th anniversary, 1948 through 2023. Every single car has this logo on the hood. Got the Earnhardt banner. Okay, first of all, how many people had Gen 7 throwback schemes in the Gold Series on their bingo card for, you know, diecast? Like, because we got, you know, mind you, all of these drivers did not have name banners other than Gordon and Johnson whenever they would be racing, right? So those weren't a thing until like 2013. So we've got Earnhardt, Waltrip, Pearson, Allison, Gordon, Yarborough, Petty, and Johnson on Gen 7 window banners. That's just insane. I don't know, that's just crazy to think, but there's an Earnhardt banner there. Big ol' number 3 Earnhardt trademarked on the back in here. March 12th, 2000. And now, if you don't know what this set kind of entails, each car has a date on the deck lid. That date is the 75th win of that driver's career in the Cup Series. So, like with Earnhardt, this one was March 12th, 2000, and I think the oldest one is Richard Petty. His was October 1st, 1967, so very, very old school. So old school to the fact where he didn't even have, like, STP on his car. It was just all blue, so that was kind of a throwback to look at. So on the back end here, we do have the Camaro, got the number 3. Of course, you got the ZL1. Got a terrible lineup there for the decal. That's awesome. We Care planet thingy there. Some type of probably go green environment thing. I don't know. Team Realtree AC Delco. That's kind of weird to see there. And then we got the B post. If we can focus. It's like Coca-Cola, Realtree, and Bass Pro Shops. Purdue there. Got the number 3. Now I can actually read what the decals were on the Earnhardt car. NASCAR race car, obviously that's, like, just standard for almost every one of the diecast. NASCAR 2000, that's, Winston, was I saying, no, it's not Winston Cup Series, it just says NASCAR Cup Series, okay. Gatorade, Autometer, Mechanics Wear, Normex, True Value, Holly, Comp, Bowman, Jessel, EA Sports, Hasbro, 76, 3M, and Hearst, I think. Goodyear there, Goodyear tires. But if we got Clevite, Edelbrock, Plasticate, spray paint, I think that's what it says. 76 there, and the number 3. Then, of course, you got the same thing over on this side. So now, this is how, like, well, even then, it's still super high up. Could you imagine? Like, this right here is the perfect placement for this number, right? But now, it's just super high up and looks terrible, so that's not very good. So the reason I actually fully reviewed the Earnhardt car was because I couldn't review the Earnhardt car from the Authentics because it was hard to read. I couldn't even read anything, so just to be sure, I went ahead and did an overview of the entire thing. But there's the Authentics versus the Gold Series edition of this, you know, terrible, not paint scheme, but the Authentics, garbage. This one still sucks because the number placement is super high up, but at the same time, it is a little better. So kind of a buyer beware if you don't already know. These diecast here, or these decals here, are in the gold, or the Authentics line, and then this one right here is in the Gold Series, which I don't think the 3 is this high up on every single one. I may have just got a bad batch, which sucks, but I still prefer the actual Gold Series set over the Authentics. Next up, we got old DW, Darrell Waltrip. Now, this is the Tide paint scheme. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have Tide on this car. Now, for the Earnhardt car, obviously, I understand that. But for the Waltrip, you know, you would have figured they put at least something on here, because I'm sure they still have the rights to Tide, right? I mean, they just had a Tide car for 2023. This is a 2023 product. Obviously, the year isn't 2023, but this diecast was made in the same year, so I don't really know why they wouldn't even put in that much effort. Which, I mean, I guess at the same time, you could say, like, well, then it wouldn't match the rest of them. It'd just look out of place. And if you have that argument, okay, I understand that. But still, either way, it would be cool to kind of have a actual sponsorship on these cars. So we're going to take a look at this paint scheme here. Once again, as I stated earlier, the NASCAR 75th anniversary logo is on all of these cars on the hood. Waltrip on the name banner there, which again, kind of doesn't make sense because they didn't have name banners back then. Good old 17 right there. Waltrip on the rear name banner, and his 75th win came on March 19th, 1989. On the back end here, got Camaro, AC over there, 17. Got a Richmond Clear, MSD, Mac Tools, AC there once again. Obviously, I know, like, these weren't ran on Camaros, obviously, but that's the only tooling they have is Camaro. Are these all Camaros? No. There's one Ford Mustang. That's it. The rest are Chevys. That's interesting. Anyway, got the 17 right there. You got all these contingencies. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to read some of them. Goodies, Gatorade, True Value, Moog, Simpson. You got Ray Besto's there. Just a bunch of stuff. Goodyear. Got a bunch of decals over here up on the well. I don't know what was that. Bill Stein, maybe 76 Die Hard Stewart. More or so, maybe. JE. Mac Tools, is that Heinz, maybe? And the Edelbrock down there. Then we got this different type of Goodyear tire, which looks so good, actually. Very well printed. Super clean, very glossy-like. I really like how that looks. And all these cars actually have, maybe not all of them, but most of them have different type of tires. So with the Earnhardt car, it was Goodyear Eagle with the yellow text. This one's just Goodyear with the white text. We also have Goodyear Eagle with the white text on Allison's car. Back to the yellow. So there's only a couple different kinds. There's just the Goodyear like you're seeing here. And then there's the Goodyear Eagle with the yellow text, which is the normal tires. Which, I mean, normal for today's era, I guess. And then the Goodyear Eagle with the white text. So there is different types of tires you could do with these, or that you have with these cars here. I did not review any other car from the 75th anniversary Wave 7 wave because I didn't want to. I just wanted to have the set. The only ones I reviewed was the number 3 and the 43, so I don't have any comparison with these other cars. Except for those two, of course, but either way, this is still a pretty cool set. Nonetheless, I like it in the Gold Series a lot better than I do the Authentics, but this was good old DW. Next up is David Pearson with the Wood Brothers Motorcraft paint scheme. So, obviously, again, this wasn't ran on this type of vehicle, but I mean, that's all they got. So, I know for a fact they still have the sponsorship to Wood Brothers, but they didn't throw it on here. Again, none of these cars have any type of sponsorship to them, so you know that's always a fun little thing there. This one is a little different though from what the previous two we've seen. NASCAR 75th anniversary, however, it has the cubic inches of the engine bay on top of the hood here. So 429 CI, again cubic inches, I believe. I got Ford Pearson right there on the name banner. Got the red top, of course, 21 Pearson on the rear banner. His 75th win came on July 22nd, 1973. Going on to the back end here, we got a red spoiler. We got the GT Ford right there, 21. Nothing on the side here. David Pearson on the door, which is very awesome, because, they did it on the doors back then. Then we got a little bit of a gross spot. Can I get that off? Yeah, I was able to remove at least most of whatever that was. Gross. Okay, so we got competition proven by Holman Moody? I'm not really too sure what that means. A couple contingencies here. Holly Equipped, Union, 76, Champion, a Moog, something down there too. Then we got the again, the singular Goodyear, not Goodyear Eagle, but Goodyear tire there in the white. Oh, Goodyear Super pushed up here. Let's see. What's going on here? Whatever that thing is. The great ones. Something like that. And then I don't really know. But then there's the silver splitter down here. Really nice. 21. Got the Ford Mustang there. And then that's kind of it. That's really not much else to it. But this is probably one of the cooler ones. Just because, I mean, I don't know. The Wood Brothers are iconic. And it's just a really nice paint scheme. Again, would have been better with actual sponsorship. But that's okay. Next up, we got Bobby Allison with the number 22, what it was supposed to be Miller paint scheme. Very cool car. This actually has gold rims with the Goodyear Eagle in the white text. So that's kind of cool to see. I love the gold on those rims. Very nice. So once again, on the hood here, got the NASCAR 75th anniversary logo. Allison on the front windshield banner. 22, Allison on the rear banner. May 15th, 1983 was the 75th win. Got the 22 back here. Camaro ZL1. Of course, got the taillights and the bow tie there. Earl's, something like that. Quaker State. Man, what a Quaker State logo. That's crazy. Diegard Racing. Right there. And you got the 22 with the stripe down here. Got NASCAR Race Car. Champion. Monroe. Shock. Absorbers. Edelbrock, Speed Pro, Peak, SP, STP, not SPT, STP, Holly, got Goodies, 76, all that fun stuff there, Goodyear, Bell, Hearst, Morriso, Die Hard, Perfect Circle, Victor, 7-Eleven, got a silver splitter right here, so we've got the 21, 22, and the 43 that have the silver splitters. The decal right here is a little wonky, but it's not really a big deal. Got the 22 there as well. And then just kind of the rest of your contingencies here. Of course, Bobby Allison on the name rail up there. Again, I like the idea of these paint schemes on being on like a 75th win set, but I would much rather prefer it in the Gold Series as one set than in the Authentics. I know I've kind of expressed that a lot, but I mean, it's a cool concept. I really like it. It's just, I wish they had sponsorship. It would have been so much better. But I say getting the rights to make these cars was probably pretty impossible. Jeff Gordon in the DuPont paint scheme. Oh, what a paint scheme, man. This thing is so pretty. First of all, they did fantastic on this one. The paint, so nice. That metallic blue, got the very, very bright numbers. You got the flames that are bright, the splitters bright. It's great. It's probably, I hate to say it, but I might have to put it over Earnhardt's car. This is probably my top favorite car out of this entire 8-car set. It'd probably be Gordon, Earnhardt, Pearson as my top 3 from this box here. It's either Pearson or Johnson. I don't know. I like the look of them. But anyway, onto the hood here, we do have the flames in the background. So we do have some paint scheme to this actual diecast here. Gordon and the bow tie there. Got the 24 Gordon on the rear name banner here. July 9th, 2006 was his 75th win. That was... No, that wasn't the same one. I was thinking of the 76th win because he tied Earnhardt. So that was the one before that. My bad. I was thinking of the wrong race. Anyway, a bright orange back bumper right here. Camaro ZL1. Got a terrible outline, but Lionel does that sometimes. Taillights, 24. Got the little flames back here. 24, Pepsi Nextel Cup Series. Jeez, that I kind of feel old reading that one. Mechanics Wear. Comet. Gillette, Stance, Mac Tools, EA Sports, Holly, 3M, Mechanics Wear, all that fun stuff there. NASCAR Race Car, Goodyear tires. This has the standard tire, the Goodyear Eagle with the yellow text. Right here we have Gatorback, I think, if I can remember that correctly, if I can zoom in. Yeah, it was Goodyear Gatorback belts. Moog, Clevite, Comp, Edelbrock, Wix, Ray Bestos, and Sunoco. Got the 24 in the front there with a very highlighter yellow splitter. Got the 24 there as well in the front. Very bright yellow splitter. But man, this paint scheme is probably the top one out of this collection, or this little set here. Got some big tire gaps, though. That's not fun. But either way, these are really awesome. I have a feeling some of these people out there are going to get this set and maybe put decals on all of the cars. That would be very awesome if they did. I'm not going to, but it would be a fun project nonetheless if I decided to. But you would have to remove like the hood logo and all that, but I mean, I wouldn't really bother with it. But either way, awesome paint scheme. On to the next one. Cale Yarborough, may his soul rest in peace. Obviously, just a couple weeks ago, we ended up losing this legend right at the very end of December. Very sad, but you know, he was just fantastic. I actually learned a little more about Cale after his passing. I didn't know he like flipped and then won the 500 in like a backup car. I had no clue. Like, I knew he flipped because I've seen that clip several times, but I didn't know that timeline. So I watched a video on it. I don't remember who it was from. Maybe it was just NASCAR. Maybe it was somebody else. But watched like a kind of a short documentary-esque type video on it. Kind of learned a lot about him. So he was actually very interesting. I would have liked to seen him race. But obviously way before my time. But this is what's supposed to be the Hardee's paint scheme. This is not the only time I've seen this little V pattern on a diecast, or not even a diecast, but just on a paint scheme in general. Wrangler ran the same type of paint scheme. Of course, it was blue and yellow. You know, we all know that paint scheme. It's a very, very widely known paint scheme. And so is this one, obviously. But this one, just the decals came out so clean. Very glad they didn't mess this one up here. So, very awesome. But either way, on the hood here, got NASCAR 75th anniversary again. Got the nice orange and white there. Yarborough on the front name banner here. Got the nice big 28 on the roof. Yarborough on the back end. His 75th win was February 20th, 1983. And then we got the Camaro right here, ZL1 28. Got the Camaro bow tie, or the Chevy bow tie, with some pop, I almost said pop figures. Pop rivets on the spoiler back here. Got the taillights there as well. Valvoline. Got the Goodyear Eagle with the white text with a silver rim. Very nice. Got competition cams. Hooker headers, whatever that is. Richmond gears. 28. Got the do they all have the exhaust? They do. I didn't notice that. They got the little exhaust exit on the rocker box. That's kind of cool. I didn't even realize that till now. But we got, wow, one little thing on the B-Post 711 Cale Yarborough, of course. NASCAR race car, Victor, Perfect Circle. I'm not going to read all of these, but just some of them. STP, Peak, Champion, Holly, Edelbrock, Die Hard. Got Goodyear there. Then we got the, was that Goodies, I think? Was that what that said? Maybe? Yeah, Goodies. Monroe, Die Hard, Hearst, I think that was what that was. Bell, Ram, and Russell. 28 right there. Got the nice bright orange front end. And that's going to be all for this paint scheme here. But again, very cool car. I like the idea of this set a lot. It's just, I don't know, it's actually kind of neat, more that I'm kind of like realizing these are older drivers, other than, you know, Gordon and Johnson, but I don't know, I guess I just like the history behind all of it. But either way, let's move on to our next car. Richard Petty coming in with this beautiful Petty blue. Oh, so nice. Very awesome race car. But we do have the this little counterpart here, and it looks like the blue's different. Just a little bit. Looks like this one's a little bit of a darker, or this one's a little bit of a darker shade. That's interesting. Anyway, this also has the blur decals, is why I was even pointing this one out. As you can see, another buyer beware. Just kind of the crappy decals, and then you got these very smooth decals here. So, yeah, that's pretty much the difference, is the decal quality, and then of course you got the banners with the black interior. So that's really all there is to it for the comparison, I guess you could say. Moving on though, we have another diecast with the cubic inches of the engine bay, 426. NASCAR 75th anniversary once again. Petty on the name banner here on the windshield. I got the bow tie there. 43 Petty right here on the rear name banner also. His 75th win came on October 1st, 1967. So again, I think this is the oldest car we have in the set. Camaro ZL1, tail lights, bow tie, pop rivets. Got the 43 there, nothing on the back end, of course. Super plain, very nice looking though. 43. You know what? I just realized something. So I've got a way to, I mean, it would only work on this one probably, but I got a way to remove decals. If I wanted to, I could remove all of these decals and just have like a plain blue car. I'm not going to, but that'd be cool if you're doing like a, it would have to be a solid paint because it would just remove decals and stuff and such. But either way, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thought I just had. Nonetheless, 43 right there. Let's see, Premier, Champion, Moog, Pure, Perfect Circle, Goodyear, Dayco. Oh, that one looks a little busted up. Yeah, it is. I don't even know. That SW there, it's a little, it's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be a square, but then it's just kind of, somebody bit into it, it looks like. Floor shift. Oh, Hurst. It's Hurst again. Okay. Then we got a silver, a very nice silver splitter there too. 43, and of course you got the Petty blue all the way around the car. But still, very nice paint scheme. It's just classic almost. Very nostalgic, very recognizable. But there's the king, Richard Petty, good old 7-time champion. This was his diecast for this set. Now let's move on to the other 7-time champion. Not Dale Earnhardt, we've already reviewed him. I didn't really mention 7-time champ until Petty, but still, we got all 3 7-time champions in this 8-car set, which is still pretty sweet. Oh, Jimmy Jam, this is his Lowe's paint scheme. Obviously, it's not Lowe's, but it was supposed to be Lowe's. This was his 2015, I believe. I've seen a lot of people call this 2016. You are incorrect. It's the 2015 version. But still, I understand how people can kind of get mixed up. 75th anniversary there on the hood. Again, as we've seen with every single car. Johnson, got the little Chevy bow tie there. 48, Johnson on the rear name banner there. November 8th, 2015 was his 75th win. Let's see, on the back end, you got Camaro ZL1. Got the 48 with the Chevy bow tie, tail lights, and Valvoline. Got the little bit of a whatchamacallit here. Oh, there's a hair in the paint. That's sweet. Got just some of the paint scheme here. Got a little sharp edge that kind of goes to the back here. 48. A little bit of contingencies. And I think some of these bad boys are missing because I can see a gap there. And it looks like some of them are missing. If you guys know what those could be, feel free to let me know. They got Sprint Car, yeah, the Sprint Car series. The Sprint Cup series. That's kind of weird to say too, because that's not too long ago, but we've had like 2 or 3 changes in entitlement for what the Cup series actually is. We had the Cup series, Sprint Cup series, Monster Energy Cup series. No, I guess it's only been 2. Either way. Duralast, Flowmaster, Freescale, finally some ones I recognize. Mechanics Wear, Holly EFI, 3M, Goodyear. Got the Goodyear tires, Goodyear Eagle anyway. Mugamel, Comp, Edelbrock, and Sunoco on the front there. Got the 48 with the front end. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty mean. Looks really good. But yeah, so there's that. Jimmie Johnson with the 2015 winning paint scheme. Again, none of these are race versions. None of them are race wins. Just the plain Jane paint scheme that they won their 75th win in. So that was the final diecast of this 8-car set. I think my heater turned off. Anyway, that was just weird because I didn't do that. You had to do it manually. Anyway, this is the final car for the 8-car set. So we're going to go ahead and get the troops, rally the troops all back together, and then do an outro. So here are all the diecasts we got for this little 8-car set. Again, very cool. I know a lot of people don't really like how it's like set up or like how it was done, I guess you could say. But honestly, I think it was a pretty cool little concept. Again, yeah, could be better, but at the same time, this one's kind of neat. Like, you don't really see a lot of stuff like this often, but of course now they're actually bringing back So there's like a 10 car, 10. That's 2 more than this one. There's like a 10 car set coming out eventually. I don't really know when. So there's that to look forward to. That's going to be interesting to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that one, but I probably will. I'll have to wait to see how it looks. But I really do enjoy getting like multi-car sets, like the 4-packs. I'm pretty sure I've got every single one of those. The Kyle Busch 5-win set from the Xfinity Series in 2021. I think that's what that was. Yeah, I think it was 2021. If not, it was 2020, but I don't remember. I got that 5-car set too, all Supras. They look very good. I've got the diecast calendar. Oh, excuse me. The diecast calendar. That one's, 12 diecasts in there. That's kind of a little set thing they got going on. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually like having, multi-car sets. I just think they're kind of a cool thing to look at. But that being said, that'll be all for this diecast review. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.